We've all been here. We've all spent hours upon hours thinking of 1,000,001 ways trying to land a new client. The market is saturated, the bills are piling up, and you're running out of options. If only someone books you now. If only someone believes in the work that you do enough for them to put money on the table. You can finally move forward and all your problems will go out. Huh? That's weird. Before you say yes to this stranger, here are 4 types of clients to watch out for. The charmer. This one is a little bit harder to recognize. They usually know the right words to say and the right time to say it. They will dangle that luscious proverbial carrot right in front of your eyes and will try to woo you with empty words and even emptier promises. Promises of future work, no, scratch that, plenty of future work. Promises of referring you to all their friends who somehow would all need your services. And worst, promises that they will be the best client that you could ever ask for. Don't fall for it. The vampire. We all know that a vampire needs to ask permission before they can come into our houses. One thing they don't tell you though is how persistent they can be until they've worn you down. And once they're in, they won't stop until you're all drained out. The vampire, for some reason, just can't grasp the meaning of boundaries. They think that your world needs to revolve around them just because they're paying for your services. Multiple emails within an hour? A phone call at 2 a.m. in the morning? Unreasonable expectations. It gets too much. The dreamer. The one who's hardest to say no to. How could you? They're full of passion and love, and all they want is to take you on this magical ride, floating in the clouds with their big ideas. They're excited, you're excited. What could possibly go wrong? Well, they just don't have the money. And that's what you need. Money. The villain. Or better yet, your villain. The worst of them all. The one whose values you just fundamentally disagree with. The only red flag I would never want to work for. Yes, business is business. And you'd be lucky if this is a one and done. But what if it isn't? What if it's a project that would go on for an extended period of time? What if you get stuck working with this person day in and day out? Are you really willing to compromise your health, your integrity, and your peace just for a buck? The more projects you finish and the more clients you go through, the easier it gets to recognize these walking red flags. You learn your tolerance level for these kinds of BS, and more importantly, how to deal with them. Just because they're a red flag doesn't mean you shouldn't say yes. It's all about controlling the cards you're dealt with, not them controlling you. If bills need to be paid and food needs to be put on the table, go for it. Maybe except for the dreamer. Just make sure you have a written agreement, have your paracetamol ready, and maybe charge them a little bit extra. Set clear expectations and a healthy set of boundaries from the get-go, and you may just be able to survive. After all, the best part about being a freelancer is the power to choose who you work with and who you work for.